My name is Andra Hale, and I'm the Animal Control and Facilities Manager for the Humboldt County Sheriff's Office.
Great. And can you talk to me a little bit? There's a lot of people, that are in the evacuation order zone or are getting ready to evacuate and have pets or livestock. Can you give some recommendations for how people can prepare?
So if you are in the warning zone or even near a warning zone, you should start getting prepared now. Gathering leashes and collars for those that wear the leashes and collars, cats and dogs, either one. Gathering food supplies, making sure that you have identification on your pets. So even if you don't have ID tags, writing with a black Sharpie on their collar with your name and information. If it's a collar that you can't even write on, then using a piece of paper and taping it to the collar will help make sure that there's at least something on the animal to identify it and who it belongs to. Also making sure that you have a picture of yourself with your pet, so that way if it does end up in an evacuation shelter, then we can identify and prove that that pet particularly belongs to you. Having a go bag together, so that if you get the knock on the door saying that you do have to evacuate now, then you can grab that bag and you can go. That go bag should be prepared for your pets and then as well as the other members of the family. If you have large animals and livestock, starting to find, we recommend that you find a location for those livestock to go now if you're in the warning zone. So that way, if you do have to evacuate, then you're only dealing with the smaller animals, because the larger livestock does take some time to move. And unfortunately, not every animal will be able to be moved. So for horses, we recommend writing a phone number on them with paint markers. If you deal with livestock, you know what that is. Or even I've seen people writing on a horse's hoof their phone number. It might not be able to be seen later on, but it's at least something. I've also seen recommendations of braiding a tag into the mane of a horse or onto the tail of a horse, because having halters on them might be something that they would get caught up in if they were running. But whatever you can to make sure that you provide for your animals. If you do have to leave them behind, it is unfortunate, but try and leave them in a location that they can get away from any flames that come through. So away from trees, because those obviously burn hotter and faster. The dry grass, it just runs through and then it's done. The fire moves on. So having them, if you have an area that doesn't have any fuel, so that way the fire would burn around but not in their area, and help keep them safe. But just try and think of whatever you can to protect your animals and provide for them the best you can in this situation that we're all facing.